Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your financial reading for Sagittarius for mid-October 2022. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for your support of any kind. And I just hope that the readings that I put out on the channel are helpful to you in some kind of way. Whether that be something for you to think about or just something that I say that helps you in any kind of way. So let's go ahead and get started. Your center energy, Sagittarius, is Nine of Cups. So really just wanting to be happy, wanting to be abundant in every area of your life. Because what's crowning you is the Nine of Swords. So you're feeling very anxious, feeling very worried, maybe overthinking about something as well. And in order for you to really release that, you know that you have to go in with the undermining energy of the Hermit, that you're going to have to look deep within yourself to find out what's going on, to get the clarity, the truth that you need with the Ace of Swords and what led up to this. And then with the King of Swords, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of, cut out, etc., etc. Now, the first cards that we're going to read for your Oracle are your Lady Luck cards. So the first one is welcoming love. Now, I got this for Aquarius as well. And so what I say there with is welcoming love of yourself first, okay? Because before you can step into love with somebody else, you've got to do some work on yourself. You've got to get into that loving yourself genuinely, authentically, and then you can spread that out in a relationship, okay? Next, we have independent, okay? So wanting to be independent is what I'm getting there. And maybe you are, wanting to be, independent in a wealthy standpoint, okay? Because that's what we're talking about for this reading. We've got unstuck here. So you felt stuck, and maybe that's where that Nine of Swords is coming from, right? That overthinking, that perhaps negative thinking too is what I'm getting there. And then we have great fortune, okay? So you are wanting abundance in your life. You're just perhaps maybe stuck on how to get there kind of thing, right? And then it's going to take some inner strength here. It's going to take courage. It's going to take honesty and truth with yourself. And we'll get into more of that as we go through some more of your cards. But holding on to hope regardless, right? Because you got to hold on to hope because you know you can do this. Okay, so that's where the inner strength is coming from. The hope is coming from, right? And then also taking control. That leads me right back to that King of Swords there. Taking control. You know that in order to have the great fortune, in order to have independence and get unstuck, it's going to take inner strength. It's going to take holding on to hope. And ultimately, more than all of that, it is going to take you taking control, standing in your power, and dealing with whatever comes out, right? The first one that we have for the money deck here is opportunity cost. So it says here, opportunity cost, what you chose and what you could have chosen. So in more detail, it says opportunity cost is the benefit we miss out on when choosing one alternative over another. Sometimes opportunity cost is clear. If you spend $100 on clothes but could have otherwise invested it at a 10% return, opportunity cost is simply the $10 in foregone interest. What's the opportunity cost of skipping a first date to work late at the office? And this is harder to tell, okay? So really, taking a look at where you chose one thing and maybe you should have chosen another. And this is not about placing blame or any of that. It's just looking at the reality, okay? Now, we're talking about stocks next. And it says, AKA shares. A stock is a share represents the ownership of a single piece of a company. How can owning stocks earn you money? Companies may regularly pay out some cash for each stock you own, also a dividend, or reinvest profits back into business, hopefully making each stock more valuable. The prices of publicly traded stocks move freely based on supply and demand, and therefore can be higher risk, but also a higher return. So really understanding the stocks that you have, that you want to have, understanding the different kinds, and understanding that, you know, with some stocks, depending on what they are, there can be higher risk because there's going to be a higher return. Next, we've got a financial plan. So this to me is talking about having a financial plan if you don't have one currently. A financial plan is a highly personalized document outlining your current finances, long-term financial goals, and the strategies to achieve them. Often it covers retirement, debt repayment, tax strategies, long-term investments, and plans for emergencies. An ongoing process building a financial plan can be done independently or with a financial advisor. And if you don't feel like doing it, by yourself, it is encouraged to seek, the expertise of a financial advisor. But there's plenty of things out there to help you build one too. Mutual funds. A mutual fund is a pool of money from many investors and centrally invested by professional managers in stocks, bonds, and other assets. For a higher fee, active mutual funds aim to earn greater returns than a market index like the SP 500. For a lower fee, passive or index funds aim to mirror the performance of a market index. So really looking perhaps um, at mutual funds as an avenue for you, and learning the different kinds and learning which ones are going to give you the highest rate of return, the highest dividend, right, for your money. Okay, so now we're going to move into the money clarity deck, okay, because we're getting ready to get into the nitty gritty, as they say. So the first card you have here is shrinking. Where do you feel sheepish or shy when it comes to money? How is this keeping you stuck? So really, where are you dimming your light? Where are you just really feeling like you don't know what the heck you're doing, or very shy, or very, very, I'm getting the word scared perhaps, when it comes to money? Okay, and that leads me right into your safety here. Okay, what makes you feel secure? How do these needs impact your life choices? And what about this do you appreciate, and what would you like to let go? So really taking a look at, what makes you feel safe, and what about that around money is something for you to take a look at this time. You've got values here. What is the relationship between what you care most about and what you are spending the money on? What can you learn from this observation, and what do you want to do about it? Again, these are questions to ask yourself, that is going to hopefully take you down a path of enlightenment, and discovery of what is really going on here when it comes to your money mindset, your relationship with money, and so that you can move forward in a positive way about this. So here we have reality. What are the biggest differences between where you are right now and where you want to be? What cause of these differences lies within you? What cause lies outside of yourself? And what can you do with these insights? So these questions are really encouraging you to really take the time to ask these questions of yourself, and then perhaps do free journaling, which is really about writing down the first thing that comes to your mind. Anything after 3 seconds is usually your ego stepping in to try to protect you, because money is a very sensitive topic for everyone, and so typically your ego tries to step in to say, oh, it's not that bad, or you can put you in denial, or whatever the case may be, right? Okay, now we have openness. And it says here, what do you receive with openness and gratitude? What do you resist receiving? What do you receive begrudgingly or with conditions? What can you learn from each of these habits around receiving? So really taking a look at how you receive, and do you have some really defenses about that, right? Or what's going on with that, because you have double values, so that values really plays a very, very big part for you, so really paying attention to that. And then you've got doubt here. Where is your faith lacking? How is this keeping you stuck, and what will help you build up the faith you need in order to take an edgy but necessary step? So really, stepping out of the doubt. Okay, Nine of Swords is anxiety, it's fear, it's all these emotions that's really plaguing you. Okay, and then really stepping into love. We started off with love, we are ending here with love. Okay, so that's telling me too that that's a double confirmation that we really need to focus on love, our love for self first, right? And Nine of Cups is actually, wanting everything, right? Wanting it all, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, because, but the Nine of Cups is sometimes perhaps, um, being considered to be selfish in your thinking and your wants and your desires. So I see selfish as not a bad thing. We all want money, but we need to really understand what is that driving force underneath wanting the money. Okay, and that's what this reading is all about. Now we're going to move on to the dollar bills healing deck. And what I've done here is I've pulled 4 cards from you, for you rather, and then I have also pulled a healing, money blockages. I forgot what this deck is called, but it's healing money mindsets or healing blockages or something like that. All of these are on Etsy, so you can find it. But the first one we have here is practice. Oranges assist with magnetizing your attraction to money. Nourish your relationship by having fresh oranges around or by burning a wild orange essential oil. Now, this is pretty cool. I didn't even know this. So I'm going to do this myself because I want my own money, right? We all want money. But I want money to do certain things with, though. And really understanding what money does for you, how it drives you. Does it make you feel safe? And what if that gets removed? What does that do? All those kinds of things are questions you need to ask yourself. But the card here is rich snobs. Having money isn't stuck up. Make kind, wealthy friends. I'm a good rich person. So really having some really false um mindsets about what money does and that it makes you a rich snob. Okay. So that's one. Okay. Now we have affirmation. Enjoy what I have, and I have more than enough. So again, using this affirmation to move forward with, right? Bad job. Don't stay at a soul sucking job. Do work that you love. I love my high paying job. So really turning that around, not letting a job that you're in to pay the bills and make ends meet, that's really sucking the life out of you kind of thing, right? Really getting into something that you love to do. And really understanding that once you step into that, your vibration changes, everything changes when you love what you do because there's such a natural flow with that energy. So, really taking a look at that, using that affirmation as well. Um, Mindset, can't save. Okay. And we've got let go of the need to spend, put change in a jar each day. I save money and it grows. Okay. So really understanding that one of the things, and if you talk to a financial advisor, they're always going to tell you to save money. Save money for the rainy day, save money for opportunities, but not hold on to money from a scarcity lack mindset. It's a fine dance. It really is that you've got to do. So, the practice that you need to do with this, though, I normally would read this first and then this, but for some reason I read this first. So, practice. Take the time to be playful and experience joy around money. Dance with it in your hands, laugh and throw it in the air. Allow yourself to become familiar with joy and financial abundance flowing together. So understanding they can go hand in hand if you allow, if you put yourself in a place of receiving and gratitude. And then the last one is the affirmation. Love and happiness can coexist with wealth. And so you don't have to have one or the other, or you can have two, but not the third. They all go together. Okay. And then the last one, only the rich. That's what you're thinking. Only the rich deserve this. Money isn't just for some people, it's for you too. And affirmation is, I accept money freely. So really putting yourself in a place to receive, really addressing some things, taking control where you need to, getting some advice perhaps with a financial plan, really answering these questions for yourself so that you understand what these underlying things are. And then you can hopefully get through, um, get a clearer understanding that of what you need to cut out with this King of Swords, and then move forward in the right way, using your affirmations and some of the other information I gave you down here. So I do hope this helps you, Sagittarius. Much love and light, Lady T.